Hi, it's Leonore. Welcome to my channel. This is the Intuitive Tutor. I feel like as a tarot reader, you should know that there's other dimensions that exist beyond the 3D world. You should also look at the link if you want to. I'm going to leave the link to my introduction video to this channel. It does talk about energies, how to pick up energies as an intuitive tarot reader, as well as, channeling. Obviously, if you're picking up energies, you should be getting channel messages and downloads, okay? So let's start. Let's talk about the first three dimensions. The first dimension has to do with time. That's it. Just time. Time only goes forward, so it's only either it's gonna go from point A to point B or point B to point C. It's just going forward. So that's the representation of the first dimension, more or less. The second dimension has a lot to do with length and width. So, this is space, right? So now we're going into the second and third dimension. The second and third dimension has a lot to do with space. So length and width is the second dimension. When you get to the third dimension, it's more about length, width, and then height. So it gets a little bit more elaborate, more colorful, but it's still 3D, But in tarot, I need you to understand that you need to tap into other dimensions beyond the 3D. If you're just tapping into the 3D world as a tarot reader, you're not going to get anything. Not at all. You're going to go by the meanings. If you can memorize the meanings of each tarot card, then that's fine. But tarot card is all about picking up energy, by the book. It just doesn't work that way. You won't be able to become an intuitive tarot reader. And just to be very clear, everybody has the ability to become an intuitive tarot reader or just have intuition. Everybody has the ability to become intuitive. Where you possess your intuition is how far you could go in the dimension. We want to tap into the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension as a tarot reader, specifically fourth and fifth dimension. That's your average intuitive tarot reader. They could tap into the fourth and fifth dimension, okay? 3D dimensions won't work as a tarot reader at all. Whether you're a beginner or not, then tarot is not meant for you. And you shouldn't be watching me. We are programmed to believe that we have limited brain power and we have limited senses. And I need you to not believe in that mindset. That's not true at all. You don't have limited brain power. You don't have limited senses. Again, if you believe this, then you're living in a 3D mindset. So the 4D dimension has a lot to do with you being in control of time. You have control of time, right? Meaning, as an intuitive tarot reader, you are able to sense the immediate past, the immediate future, and the current energy. You're able to tap into the fourth dimension. You're able to read for your client or your viewer their current energy, their past energy, or their future energy. But again, it's immediate, right? This is always immediate. If you get a channel message that goes beyond the immediate future, if you get a channel message that goes beyond the immediate past, then that to me tells me that you are in tune with a higher dimension. But in the fourth dimension, you're just in tune with different timelines, which is amazing. But they're usually immediate unless it's a channeled message. The fifth dimension is an upgraded version of the 4D, if you will. You still possess the power of the fourth dimension, but in the fifth dimension, you're able to be in two locations at one time. So a couple of examples to the fifth dimension is people that have experienced their bodies being disconnected from their conscious, or an out-of-body experience. You'll hear stories about people that were under anesthesia, or even near-death experience where they disconnected their conscious. Their body was literally disconnected. Like their conscious and their body are now disconnected. So this is what it means by being in two locations at the same time. People that meditate, there are people that can meditate and do this. Again, disconnecting your conscious from your body. But then there's other tarot readers that go beyond. And you don't have to be a tarot reader to go beyond. Obviously, there are scientists, inventors, normal people that could just really tap into other higher dimensions. So let's talk about the sixth dimension. The sixth dimension is definitely a person with supernatural abilities, okay? And they could sense all different types of timelines. They could sense different parallel universes. It's not a joke. So they could sense energy outside of the physical realm. They're completely outside of the physical realm, and they're really more in tune with the cosmos. That's an intuitive astrologer, or someone who is very intuitive with the energy of the cosmos. That's someone who also is very in tune with extraterrestrial. They know that the energy is, they are aware of the energies of extraterrestrials. They know that it's there, whether it's near them or not, it doesn't matter. They know that there are extraterrestrials that exist. And again, these are people that are in tune with the sixth dimension. But not only that, they can sense old timelines, and they can sense different universes. In the sixth dimension too, just so you know, there are people that could even go even further. And because they sense different timelines, it's no longer the immediate future or the immediate past. I mean, there are people that could go way back when, like the Big Bang, or even further higher, like other universes, like, no longer in the galaxy, like they're in other universes. Shamans can tap into this energy. Shamans and philosophers, some physics. There are some people like this in these, even tarot card readers or spiritualists of any sort. They could really give information that they are in tune with, because these messages come from universes, species, the ethers. They're in tune with other energies beyond the physical realm, and they get channel messages, whether they're a tarot reader or not. They just get messages. The seventh and eighth and ninth dimension, I'm going to just talk about that, and I'm going to just end it. The seventh and eighth dimension, in these dimensions, again, you possess everything that the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension has, but it goes even higher, right? In these dimensions, you have infinite access to all universes. So once you tap into the eighth and ninth dimension, you're able to feel the presence of other civilizations in other universes simultaneously at the same time. So this happened just one day randomly. I walked into my home, and I felt a presence living on my ceiling. It was like a small city. And I was like, I knew it was there, because that's all you could do in these dimensions, is just really recognize that they're there, because physics is thrown out the window. You can't just figure these things out. There's no way you could figure these things out. It's just there. But these are just presence that you feel. That means you're in tune. You're tapped into these dimensions. Okay, I guess that's all I have to say about, supernatural powers and, tapping into different dimensions as an intuitive tarot reader. Just want you to be aware that these dimensions it does exist. The more you tap into it, or the more you want to tap into it, either by meditating or by acknowledging that it exists, then the more information you'll get as an intuitive tarot reader. All right, so just be aware of that energy. Always go with it. Don't think you're crazy. Not. If you feel the energy, if you feel the presence, and you can't explain it, it's not meant to be explained. Just say it. when you're reading for your client or your viewers. Okay, just say it. There's a reason. If you're channeling a message, that first thought is the energy that you're picking up. Do not doubt it. All right.